would suck in real life.
Invisibility. To some people, invisibility...
Bro, invisibility's the wackest super... I gotta say, if somebody ever asks you what power you would want and your answer's invisibility, you kind of be staring at them like, why? Like, yeah, you could, like, rob people and shit, gooner ability. But, like, the thing with invisibility that pisses me off is any movie where somebody's invisible, their clothes are invisible. That wouldn't be how it would work. Like, if you went invisible, you would still have... Like, Minecraft. In Minecraft, if you go invisible, your armor's still showing. Like, you have to get naked. And then you're just wandering around butt-ass naked, invisible. And it's like, what are you doing with that? Because your heat signature is still going to show up. It's just a weak-ass power, and it's just like, fuck, man. Like, anything that you're going to do, you got to be butt-ass naked for.
Would be a dream superpower. They fantasize about all the things they could do without being noticed. Not exactly heroic things, but when you look closer, it's not as cool as it sounds. Here's the problem. For you to see, light has to hit the back of your eyes. But if you're invisible, light would just pass through you, leaving you...
So you would be fully blind. Oh my god, he's actually going to, like, the scientific explanation of this. You would be fully blind. All right, I'm going invisible. Oh, where am I?
Blind. And if somehow your eyes could catch light, they would still be visible, making you a pair of floating eyeballs. Just creepy. To go fully invisible, you need to be completely naked. Not that some of you would mind that, but you wouldn't be able to carry anything either, and since no one can see you, they would crash into you all the time. You better not use perfume or even make noise breathing. People would still know you are there. Plus,
well, now they'd probably just think you were a ghost, unless they knew that people had the invisibility power. Like, if you were invisible and you were in a room and you were just breathing, people would probably be like, oh my god, believe in the supernatural. They wouldn't think it was a human.
If you're thinking that you could rob a bank...
What about an invisibility cloak? I like that, like the Harry Potter cloak. That's a cooler idea. I fuck with that more. Like a see-through invisibility cloak. That's fire. But a real invisibility power where you make your entire body invisible, that's stupid as shit.
Thermal camera would still spot your heat radiation, making it nearly impossible to sneak in undetected. Intangibility. Picture this. You've just unlocked intangibility. You're super excited, so you decide to...
That would be kind of cool to be able to, like, morph through walls and shit. Why would that be a bad ability?
Phase your hand through a wall. But the moment you activate your powers, you drop straight through the...
Oh! I never thought about that. You can't, because you're not able to just choose what item you want to morph through. You would instantly just start falling through the... Because gravity still affects you.
The floor, sinking into the earth. You either deactivate your powers and become fused into rock...
It's still a good power. It's still a good power. You know why? Anything you want to enter, you just go above. So if you want to break into a bank, you get on the roof of the bank. Phase. As you're falling, you get through the building. Flash back, you land on the ground. Or jump through. Oh, so you're saying jump, hard ground, phase, go through, and then fall back down. There's going to be instances, though, where that fails. Because say you dive through a wall, your head might start going through the floor as you're through the wall when your legs are still in the wall. So then if you unphase, now your head's mended into concrete and your legs are stuck into the wall. Yeah, if you fuck up, you're dead, actually. Like, if you have intangibility, you have to perfectly use that power.
Getting to death. Or continue sinking until you reach the molten center of the earth due to gravity, unable to do anything, waiting until you decide to die. Super speed. A moderate super speed of about 190 miles per hour, like Dash's, wouldn't be so bad. The problems would be minimal. But if we're talking about speed similar to the Flash, without Speed Force, then it would be a disaster.
What? Because if you would have G-force against your body and you would just rip your body apart as you moved? Is that what he's going to say? Like you're in like a jet?
Or waiting to happen. You would have to generate it in
I always hate it's the same. I always hate the scenes in movies where they like catch someone that's falling and they don't like you ever play the egg drop game or like the egg throwing game where you throw an egg, you catch it, you take a step back. As you get further and further back, you got to go like this. So it doesn't fucking crack. But if I'm falling from a building and you catch me, I would disintegrate. I would be like red mist. That or your arms would also shatter.
Enormous amount of force, far greater than what the human body can handle, and it would cause your legs to simply rip off your body. Here's another thing. Air isn't empty. It's filled with elements like oxygen and nitrogen, plus tons of tiny dust particles. As you move through air, you're rubbing against these particles, generating friction that produces heat.
What you would set because you have crazy super speed, you would be setting the air on fire. All the budget went here. Oh my God, would you set yourself on fire? But couldn't you wear a suit that would protect you?
Moving at super speed would generate enough heat to burn your entire body. Let's say you don't burn. You still need to see where you're going. Human perception isn't adapted to handle high speeds, so moving at super speed...
Oh my God, that's facts, because you'd still be processing the information in the regular, like, you know, processing speed or FPS that you would normally do. You'd be moving so much faster that you wouldn't be able to know how far away anything. Your depth perception would be cooked.
It would make everything blurry. The speed at which you think would need to match your physical speed. Otherwise, you would just crash into things. Possibly doing what A-Train did, just running through people. And in the case that your perception does keep up, the world around you would seem so slow that you'd basically be stuck in time. Having super speed would also mean burning millions of calories every day, so you'd go broke, buying all the food needed to keep your metabolism satisfied. Teleportation. As you might know, the Earth is in constant...
I don't know. I feel like the general assumption with super speed is that I think there's certain things that you have to debunk, but I think the idea of like caloric intake for super speed is kind of stupid. Because the assumption with super speed is that your muscles are drastically more efficient than other people's and stronger. So it's like the amount of energy I need to move is less than you do.
Your metabolism satisfied. Teleportation. As you might know, the Earth is in constant motion through space, moving at around 67,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, he's gonna... throw it in sub only. He's gonna say that if you teleport, you're gonna teleport and be out in space, which is like true of a teleportation machine. But if you have the mind superpower to teleport, I feel like you could just tell yourself to teleport. You would just have to do math. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to snap of the fingers, be like, I want to land in this bathroom in Australia. You would have to, like, physically sit down and do, like, sniper math of where you're going to end up being calculated if you teleport.
It rotates, orbits the sun, and the solar system orbits around the center of the galaxy. If you wanted to teleport, you would need to calculate the exact position of the Earth through space, or else you would teleport into space, dying instantly. Immortality.
Would you actually die instantly? I don't think you die instantly. If you got teleported to the vacuum of space, you wouldn't be able to breathe, and it would be really cold, but it would take time. If you were in the vacuum of space, how would you know? Because I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. If you were in the vacuum of space, would you die instantly? I'm pretty sure it's not instant. No, you would not die instantly. Death would be swift. You would lose consciousness in 15 seconds and die within 2 minutes. So I would have another 15 seconds to go, oh, fuck, and then teleport again.
If you were given the choice between dying in 1 year or becoming immortal, what would you choose?
Oh, my friend invited me to play Dying Light. I can't understand the idea that in the vacuum of space, you can't breathe. Not that there's no air, but, like, I physically couldn't go... Like, you just wouldn't breathe in anything. You would just be like... Like, it wouldn't do anything. You couldn't expand your lungs with air. It'd be like being in a pool. No, it wouldn't be like being in a pool. Because in a pool, I could inhale water.
The choice seems obvious, doesn't it? You're thinking that being immortal would be much better than dying in a year, right?
I think being immortal is a fire superpower if it's under the assumption that I can take my own life. Because then I could live like 5,000 years, and then if the sun explodes, I'm not just floating through space like, wait, this is kind of ass. Like, I'm able to just be like, nah, I'm done.
Better than dying in a year, right? But if you're immortal, you would have to watch everyone you love die over and over again, until you don't have any emotional feelings anymore. You would live to see the human race die out. You would see...
I feel like if you were immortal, you would effectively become a god. Because yes, you had a start point, but no end point. Like, if you were immortal right now, 5 million years from now, you probably wouldn't be able to comprehend your existence in a finite way. You would be just an all-being, solely present God. Because you would meet so many people, have so many experiences, so many interactions. They would all blend together in this weird, like, mind mush that you would be like, I don't know, man. I know I was born, but I don't remember when.
the world end, and ultimately, you would be drifting in space.
Yeah, you wouldn't be all-knowing, but I'm saying in the sense of, like, the idea of life is that there's death. If you can't die, even if you have a starting point, you're not technically alive. You're, like, beyond a human at that point. You're, like, not... You're immortal, yeah, but, like, you're effectively a god if you're immortal. Because life, the definition of life and how we perceive life is that you're a finite being that dies. If you are not a finite being that dies, you're no longer alive in the sense that we would understand it. You would be like a smaller tier god.
All alone for it.
Like, even if you didn't have superpowers, you would just be like a walking, like, legend.
Eternity.
It would be like a myth.
Time stop. Oh, time stop. The superpower desired by many. Time...
The movie Click. The movie Click with Adam Sandler. Love that film. I haven't seen it in so long. Click, and then he rewinds. Click, rewinds.
Stop would be a dream come true for some individuals for obvious reasons.
Best power ever? I think it would be so bad. I think the click power would be good. If time stop and rewinding time would be awesome if you had like 4 uses. If you had infinite uses, you would be so... It would make you go insane. Because you would be so obsessed with creating a world that is perfect in your own mind that you would just start hyper-fixating on every small interaction you had to get it perfectly right.
But in reality, it would be a nightmare. The moment you stop time, the molecules of air around you would stop as well, making it impossible to breathe. It also means photons would stop, rendering you unable to see. So you stop time and become unable to breathe or see until you either resume time or just die. Great power, huh?
Then being able to rewind time would be pretty lit. But not being... That's about it, though.
Super strength. Super strength sounds awesome, right?
Super strength, there's no downside to super strength. I will stand by that. There's no downside to super strength. This is a lame-ass... It's a lame-ass power in terms of, like, the powers you're able to choose. But what is the downside of being just really strong?
In real life, though, it's a mess. Everything's designed for regular people, meaning that if you were super strong, you'd be breaking doorknobs, keyboards, and glass.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. That's a dumb fucking point. I hate that. Yes, you would need to be more gentle, but, like, if I was able to... Say I was so strong that I could lift up a school bus, like a big car or a truck. It's not like, oh, I'm going to... Every time I try to twist a doorknob, I just go, whoomph, and the door just goes fucking flying. I would just go... Like, Brian Shaw doesn't, like, grab a soda can and he holds onto it and it crushes, you know? Like, strong men that can lift 1,300 pounds don't just go, whoosh, oh, sorry, I broke it. It's not, I need a metal can. I need titanium. No, that's just not how it, like, yes, maybe Maybe in a sense of like a handshake, they're a little too strong, you know? Or like you pat somebody on the back, they're like, dum, dum, dum. And you're like, getting fucking whiplash from him patting you on the back. But like that, I feel like that's different.
Passes left and right. Imagine going to hug your mom and breaking her spine because you don't know how to control your strength yet. Having super strength doesn't mean you're indestructible either. If you punch a wall, for example, because of Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The force that you applied to the wall would be applied back to you with the same intensity, knocking you back.
Yeah, but the assumption is that if you have super strength, yes, Newton law, it would bounce you back potentially. But the assumption is that with super strength comes your muscle durability, being able to hold that. Oh my God, no. If you just got granted super strength, you would be Izuku Midoriya. You would be the nerd from MHA that throws a baseball and shatters his arm. Eventually, you would build up the strength to be able to like hold that down. But for the first like few years, if you did anything, you would just break your body.
Back and breaking your hand.
Wow. I think if you had super strength, well, because yeah, under that logic, if I have super strength and I pick up a school bus, it's just gonna crush me because my bones wouldn't be able to hold it. But it's like, you know, the same could be said about like somebody that overhead presses 500 pounds. They're strong enough to hold it. Now, if you gave a 5-year-old super strength and he fucking pressed 500 pounds over his head, it would fucking crush him. But that's just because he wasn't strong enough to do it. You need super durability. Yeah, you need super durability coupled with super strength. That would be the issue. But super durability would be a shit-ass power because then you wouldn't be able to get surgery. Say you had super durability and you couldn't get, like, your skin was, like, impenetrable. Now you need, like, your appendix taken out. You're dead. You just wouldn't need surgery because all your organs are super durable. You're super efficient. What if you got, like, a tumor? I don't know. Like, there would be instances where, I don't know. It's the idea of it's all fucking stupid shit. It's fiction. Okay? It's all fucking fiction. We're like nitpicking these things. I'm nitpicking it, and then I'm getting mad at myself. I'm rage baiting myself. I'm getting angry because I'm disproving all the cool powers that you could have. Fuck! You're not supposed to look into it that much.